For a long time, I refused to admit to myself that I am lonely because it just sounds like a weakness to me, until I heard this idea called the lonely chapter, introduced by Chris Williamson, and it changed the way I see loneliness. So allow me to explain to you what exactly is the lonely chapter. Lonely chapter is a time that you are changing, evolving as a person. Now you're so different, so you don't feel resonate with your old friends anymore. But at the same time, you're also not sufficiently developed that you have this new sets of friends that you want to grow into. So you're kind of in this in between. And if you're the kind of person that's constantly improving, developing, then the more you will experience this lonely chapter. And that's why in the title I said, if you're lonely, you're doing something right. So in today's video, I will explain to you why loneliness is necessary for your success and what you can do to make the most out of this loneliness. And by the end of the video, you will believe and you will know that you're on the right track. Hello guys, my name is Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. As someone who has been through the lonely chapter again and again and again, I know how isolated it feels. But I also know it is so necessary. For me, this chapter is about the mindset shift instead of material change. The way I see it, this is a chapter where God is preparing you so you have the capacity to hold the blessings He has for you. What does that mean? For example, if you want to become a millionaire, but you are very insecure about money, you have broken relationship with money, then you need this period to repair your relationship with money. So when God finally make you a millionaire, you have the correct mindset, you have the knowledge to hold the money. And that's why you need this period. You need this time to get away from your old belief, aka your old friends, aka your family members. And this is not to say that they are bad people. This is just to say that the belief they have is no longer helping you to get to where you want to go. So write down in the comment, what are the beliefs that you're trying to get rid of right now? And what are the new beliefs that you want to adopt? Now I want you to rethink loneliness in this way, which is loneliness is a choice and you chose it. Now you can be like, no, I didn't choose it, blah, 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 blah. I know, but listen up. The moment you chose to quit your corporate job, the moment you chose to end your relationship, the moment you chose to quit drinking, quit all these bad habits, you have chosen loneliness. When I first moved to Dubai and I was so depressed, I have all these documented on YouTube, so I wasn't lying, go back to my old videos. But the thing is, I was so depressed and I was messaging my friends from Australia all the time, telling them how much I miss them, how much I want to go back, hanging out with them. And at that time, it was so hard to see the world move on without me, seeing my friends still hang out with each other. And I remember I was just scrolling the photos in the group chat, watching my friends hanging out, traveling together while I was lying in my bed alone. And that was so hard. That really sucks. But at some point I realized I would not trade anything I have right now just to go back to that life. Because I have a job that I actually like. I can afford to rent my own apartment. Everything I have right now is not possible back in that old life. And that's a moment I realized I have made this choice. And I cannot keep complaining as if this is somebody else's choice. No, I chose this and I have to keep going. And that's what I want you to realize right now. Nobody is stopping you from going back to your old life. At any moment, you can go back home. You can start drinking again. You can start dating the same type of person you're always dating. Nobody is stopping you from doing that. And I think when you make it this like an option for yourself, suddenly this looks so undesirable. Because that's just how psychology works. When we keep telling ourselves we can't do this, we can't do that, we can't go back to our old life, we can't go back hang out with our old friends, it just makes you want to do it more. But when you tell yourself like, yeah, go back, go do that, suddenly you just don't want to do that anymore. Now I want to talk about what actually helped me to get through the lonely chapter. Simple. I just don't think about it. And this might sound very controversial, but I think when you're really focused on the dream life you want to build for yourself and focus on achieving the goals, you don't have that much time to be lonely. So if you're constantly feeling lonely, I actually think this is a good time to reflect yourself. Why do you have so much time being lonely? What are you actually doing in your day-to-day life? When you're focused on building the life you want for yourself, I think this loneliness feeling just becomes less significant. I won't say it will go away, but it just feels less intense. And occasionally you will feel very lonely, especially when things get very hard. It's like when I was sick in my apartment alone, I feel really, really lonely. When times like that comes, you let yourself feel that. You let loneliness pass through you. You don't avoid it. You cry, you do whatever you need, but you don't get absorbed by it. And then you move on. The biggest mistake I made during that time was every time I felt lonely, I start being like dramatic. I start asking God, why did you give me this life? Why did you make me so lonely? Which is not true at all. He didn't make me this lonely. Like we said before, loneliness is a choice. And that was my decision to make. Stop blaming God, just keep going and shut up. And also, I find it very helpful to write down your dream life in details. And I mean in details, because it helps you to focus on the positive. So here's what you're gonna do. You write down every single details about your dream life. Where will you be living? Who will you be living with? What are the type of people you'll be hanging out with? What is the color of your couch in the living room? Details, okay? And the next thing is I want you to focus on how you're feeling when you're painting this dream life. Do you feel abundant when you get to afford everything you want? Do you feel free when you have everything on your own terms, when you're your own boss? Do you feel love when you're with your partner? What do you feel? And focus on the feeling, okay? And when you do that, I think it helps you to understand that the best is yet to come. It helps you to see that, yes, this is a life you're building towards. It gives you a goal, it gives you a purpose to keep going. It might sound really delusional, but yes, let's be delusional. It helped me to get through the darkest day of my life. I remember just meditated on this feeling every single morning until it becomes true. And whether you get exactly what you dream about is not the point here. The point here is makes you to focus on the positive, because when you just wake up and be like, I don't have friends, blah, 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 you're just focused on negative. But when you start focusing on the positive, what's gonna happen? You start attracting good things into your life. So write it down. And before we end this video, I want to be so honest with you guys. I was really struggling on how to end this video because I'm also not exactly where I want to be. So how can I convince you guys that you are on the right track? But what I can tell you is that starting from this year, I started to meet incredible people. These are the people that I won't have access to in the past. These are the people that are living my dream life. If the old me met these people, I would have judged them for being too delusional. I would have been jealous of their success instead of feeling inspired by it. And all of these would not be possible if I did not go through this lonely chapter to get rid of my old belief and to adopt this new mindset. And these people finally teach me how I can get to my dream life. And that's how I know I am on the right track. So I hope that this video can also be the confirmation that you are on the right track, because I know how much self-doubt you have gone through to be at this point. And I know how lonely it feels when you have chose something that nobody around you has chosen. It sounds so cool that you did something different, but the truth is it's just so lonely and isolated. So I hope this video can just be a bit of strength for you, knowing that you are on the right track and it's just a matter of time before you get to where you want to be. And yeah, I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye now.